Good morning, buongiorno, bonsoir. Welcome to Life Lessons Straight Up with a Twist. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited and grateful that you are here with me today. This unedited podcast is all about asking the right questions to learn the lessons for the season we are currently in, aka this present moment. As always, we'll get started with a question, and whatever activity you engage in for self-reflection and introspection, please feel free to do. So whether that's writing in a journal, recording yourself speaking, drawing, anything, do whatever works best for you for that process. So today's first question is, what am I a master of? What am I a master of? So if you're anything like me, you hear this question and go, ugh, nothing. Like that's literally my first response or any derivative of this question, something that you have stuck with for years and years and dedicated time and commitment. And it's funny because I didn't really realize until I was planning on talking about this particular topic that this also has been sparked up after watching the movie King Richard. If you have not watched that, I highly recommend it. It was a phenomenal film. But yeah, that's usually my first response because when I think of being a master, I think of being a master pianist or, a master, like an athlete, something that is just phenomenal, being a chemist for 20 years or some type of amazing thing that someone has dedicated years and years, blood, sweat, and tears, right? So when I originally asked myself that question or some derivative of that, it is that first response of, oh, nothing. And then, of course, I step back and I go, is that really true? And this is where asking the right questions really helps us along our self-improvement, self-transformation, personal growth, whatever, word you resonate with, along that journey. Because as soon as I say, is that really true? Am I really not a master of anything? I say, absolutely not. I'm a master of following my curiosity. I'm a master of following my energy. I'm a master of encouraging others. I'm a master of making anything fun. I'm a master of being silly. I'm a master of asking the right questions, hence this podcast. And the list goes on and on. I'm a master at listening with the goal of understanding. And the whole point of me sharing that and the real reason I wanted to ask that question is sometimes if we have something, whether it's a skill or a gift, and I think whatever word resonates with you, but some of those things that are just inherently parts of us, we don't really think of as skills. But be that as it may, whether it is something that you have dedicated time and you are really a master of, you can do it naturally. You're a master communicator, whatever the case may be. Sometimes when those things are not tangible, right? They're not, if you're a master athlete, there's videos, there people can see what it is that you're a master of. So when those things are not something that can be seen or read or, digested in those types of ways, unfortunately, in the Western society, they're of less importance. And it is really unfortunate, but I'm here to let you know there are ways to articulate your story in a tangible way. So the first thing is really thinking about what am I a master of in the way that I was just speaking about, right? So if it's think about the things, so the second question would be, what are the parts of my life or in what areas of my life have I had to overcome a challenge? So maybe that was in your area of mental health, setting up processes and procedures and boundaries over, what really lights you up. Whether that was physical health, in finding ways to incorporate movement, honoring your body with movement, whatever that looks like for you. But those are some things to definitely start thinking about to develop not only your self-awareness, but start to frame your story and frame your truth. Because the more we're able to understand what our strengths are and what really makes us us, we're able to talk about and articulate how we can contribute to whatever it is. So over the next few weeks, I'll be digging a lot deeper into career stories and how to basically take these things that I'm talking about, these elements that are unseen, I'm using air quotes, and really use those elements to frame your story. So anyways, really quick one today, but really dig into this. And just like with any question, make sure you're in the right headspace. So whether that's going outside for a walk, whether that's listening to some music and dancing, but really dig into these questions. What am I a master of? And if the answer is no, is that really true? Okay. And start digging into those areas. And if it makes sense to you, categorizing areas, start from head to toe, right? And just, mental health, physical, social, right? Relationships, and start evaluating all of those areas of your personal life that you really have invested time. One of the most astounding things that, thank goodness, God let me to, the universe was like, hey, let's think about it this way, is a lot of people dedicate and focus their time, their adult life, building their career, right? And building professional networks. I decided to dedicate, the past 15 years, and honestly, all of my life, to building myself and building strong personal relationships. And part of this and part of these questions is really figuring out how that is an asset, right? How that gives me a competitive advantage because I know who I am, I know what I value, and I know how to contribute. I know exactly what I can do to contribute. And it's very, very powerful. So that's where this question and these first two questions, this whole episode is really focused on. Once you know who you are, what you value, and what you can contribute, you're unstoppable. You're absolutely unstoppable. So those are the questions I had on my heart today. I hope they are helpful to you. Thank you for listening. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening. And thanks again. And we'll see you real soon. Take care.